No, but you start recording. All right.
I did that.
Um,
It's fine.
all right. So and each of the advocates here, we all have a passion project, right? So mine is to really just talk with the schools and help with the schools with with people to make it more accessible for people with disabilities.
Austin, would you like to tell everyone what we did yesterday? Let people know what we've been doing here out in the schools.
Okay, so bear with me, I'm still waking up. Uh so yesterday, we went. I read to some of the kids at the Chillicothe Primary and Age Trace. We've kind of been doing that for almost all the schools, really. We were going around like about with for GD Awareness Month for like we read an inclusion book to like some of the kids.
Yes, if you guys haven't
Nice.
seen the inclusion book, Lacey has those. They're really cool. And yesterday, Austin and I found out that Zane Trace made their own inclusion book. They went
Yeah,
through the letters of
Nice.
the alphabet, and it was super cool. We went over it with the kids. And also, Austin introduced himself as having autism, and a young man at Zane Trace raised his hand and said that he had autism as well. So Austin made a new friend yesterday, and
yeah.
yeah, so that was pretty cool. Um, the younger Mr. Hiles, would you like to introduce yourself?
Uh, well, I'm Noah Hiles. I am a advocate at the Pioneer Center, and my project is trying to get volunteers to do Special Olympics. So my project is Special Olympics.
Very good, very good. Austin, or not Austin, Noah and I and Courtney will be going to Southeastern on April 3rd, where Noah is going to recruit volunteers for Special Olympics program. So they get super cool. He's getting out there and doing stuff. We're going to make it happen. So
Can't wait for that.
I know I'm excited. I'm very excited. All right, Hunter, introduce yourself
Yes.
to maybe so maybe somebody doesn't know you are famous, but maybe someone doesn't know you. So introduce yourself.
All right. Hello, my name's Hunter Robinson, and I'm a board member with the Pioneer. I'm also a 6-year prep cook veteran at Roosters, and I
Yes.
also I also run a cooking vlog with Caitlin, Brad, and Bryce. So,
Very nice. If you guys aren't aware of that, Bryce is on the Ross Board of DD. So if you have questions, concerns about anything with advocacy, Hunter is your guy. He's your representative. All right, Bryce, what you got for us today? Who are you?
Hey everybody, I'm Bryce Coey. I'm also a self-advocate, and my passion project is basically to do a lot of media stuff with everybody. And I've got a podcast that I'm gonna film episodes of on the 21st. I'm writing a monthly newsletter that comes out on the first of every month, and I'm trying to post on like the Facebook page some and all that stuff.
Yes, Bryce is helping. Well, actually, I'm helping Bryce now run the Crusaders Facebook page. Advocates, if you have anything that you're doing in life, something fun or something with advocacy, and you would like Bryce to post that on our Facebook page to share with everyone, feel free to send him stuff. You can send him pictures
Yes,
or
please
whatever.
do.
Yeah, Bryce, he can write up a little thing for you. He's doing a great job on our newsletter. And Bryce, while I've got your attention on here, would you like to talk to everyone briefly about our trip on Tuesday? We went to the State House.
Yeah, certainly. That would be fine. So Tuesday we went up to the state house, like you were saying. So started out, we went into like a big room where everybody was there, and there was a panel with a bunch of advocate women on it, and that was really great. Yeah, one of them talked about their brother. One of them had a son that had, I believe it was autism.
I think you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know,
That was really interesting. And then once that was over, we went and we met with local representative Mark Johnson, and that was, I feel like, pretty productive. We got to talk about a lot of different things. Austin, you mentioned about quiet rooms and how you know, there's not really a good space for like just in to be by yourself
Yeah,
in those. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
and then I talked about like the waiver program and how there's different ones and some of them are funded more than others. Um, and yeah, we talked about a couple different issues, and then we met with representative for what was the I don't remember the senator's
Shane
name, but
Wilkin, our senator, we met with his assistant. Yeah.
that's right, that's right. Yep. We also talked to her about some issues, some of the same ones. Um, yeah, that both were pretty productive. I feel like, and yeah, it was a good time.
Bryce, in your opinion, going to Advocacy Day, did you walk away with the impression that our legislatures are actively helping people in the DD community? Did you feel like was your impression that they do care about your concerns and you feel that your voice is heard with them?
I feel like, yeah, I feel like they at least they want to help, or they listened, and I feel like they want to.
I feel like they are trying. First
Yes.
Capital, I know some of you guys went with us too. I think Mark was. There's always a lot of red tape in government, and we want things to
Yeah.
happen quickly. And as we learned in Shane Wilkins' office, it takes months to make changes and make
Yes.
things happen on that level. But I walked away feeling like they do care about what we're talking about. And
Yep.
I really think I think Mark Johnson is working real hard for us. I really do. I think
He has.
Mark is definitely our ally. Do you agree, Noah?
I agree. I agree with Mark Johnson and Austin and Bryce was saying. So I agree with those three. I'm just saying I agree
Yeah,
with
I do think that. Um, so next on my list of things, and then we'll open it up for everybody to talk, but we have a guest today.
oh, Lord.
I have asked the elder Mr. Hiles to be our
Oh no,
speaker
there's two of us.
today. And he is going to talk with us about Ross County Trailblazers basketball, give us a recap on the season they just finished, talk about how if you would like to be involved in basketball, how you could make that happen next season. And then hopefully he'll give us a sneak peek on maybe some strategies he has prepared for that celebrity game coming up. So I'm going to introduce to the group, and please give him your attention, Coach Chris Hiles. Welcome, Chris.
Hello. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I switched mics because my other mic was a little further away. Yeah, my name's Chris Hiles, and I have been with Special Olympics since, Noah started with Special Olympics in 2008, and then I officially started getting involved with basketball 2010, 2011 season. I started helping coaching pretty early on, probably 2011, 2012 season, and have been coaching ever since then, maybe in an assistant role or in a head coach role. And then it was back in 2014, late 2014, I became coordinator for Special Olympics and did that up until 2022 when Courtney came on board and took over. And so one of my passions is athletics, primarily sports that move fast. So I played soccer for a long time in grade school, middle school, high school, college, and then basketball as well, and played basketball in college. And then when I started doing Special Olympics, I really enjoyed being out on the floor with people and learning how to work with people that have different abilities, different ways of receiving coaching and things like that. And so um, the first year or so was kind of bumpy, just getting to know everybody and everybody's particular quirks and things like that. But fell in love with doing that. Obviously helping Noah develop his game, and then kind of build the program to where we could be not only competitive, but also I felt it was really necessary to be able to utilize everybody's abilities. And so, just a little bit about the basketball program. For the longest time, we would have maybe 20 to 23 athletes, and everybody would play on the same squad. So, you have to imagine that when we roll into a gym, we got 23 people, we fill up a bench. But then, depending on the competition that we would play, um, sometimes a lot of our players would just have to sit out just because of their skill level, or the skill level of the team that we were playing was, much higher than some of the players on the team. And then when we would try to qualify for regional, because, basketball's fun, but, you don't practice twice a week and play 15 games and then play to lose. And so, the idea is everybody wants to win. And so when we go to regional tournaments, we face teams that are very competitive because they're to win as well. And so we would have to select players that were able to compete at the level where we were playing, which means we also left out some of our players who worked very hard throughout the year. And we did that for a few years. And I didn't think it was really fair that, that we got to do that. And then also when we would go to the state Special Olympics, we could only take 12 people with us. Well, that cuts out half of our team. And so in the 2019, I think it was 2018, the 2018 season, Noah, correct me when I'm wrong. The 2018 season, what I did was I divided the teams. So we had, sort of the higher skill, more athletic, competitive players, and I had a squad for them, and then people that were still competitive, but not super aggressive, not, maybe had a lower skill that needed some help in development. We had a squad for them. And so I felt that provided a way for everybody to shine with the skills that they had. In the 2019-2020 season, that team actually, I coached the higher skill team, and then Coach Bob Malone coached, which was be considered our Division 5 team. There's 5 divisions in Special Olympics, one being the highest, 5 being the lowest. And Bob had a better relationship with most of that Division 5 team because they had been with him for a long time. People like Chris McLaughlin, Casey DeWitt, Victoria Burns, Tim Malone, people like that have been around for a long time. He had a good relationship with them. So, and then I took the more athletic, competitive guys because I played, up into college and could develop them a little better. And that first year that we played, that team actually advanced to the final round of the regional tournament. We got beat by 1 point. My team got absolutely smoked in the first round, so we had to watch. And so that meant a lot to me, and I think it meant a lot to the players because all those players that worked hard throughout the season had an opportunity to participate at this regional tournament. And so, and that's something that we have kept ever since. And so, starting this season, we had a couple of people move up from the D5 level. Noah happened to be one of those players that has developed over the years, become a great force, down low on defense. When I say down low, that means close to the basket. He's one of my best people that will defend other people, to try to get a rebound and stuff like that. So that technical term is called boxing out, putting a butt on somebody and getting them away from the basket so we can get rebounds. And so what was really nice this year is we had some new athletes come in, and it was the first time that that Coach Bob and I did not coach together. So for the past 12 years, I've always coached with Bob, either as his assistant most of the time, and then when we first started doing, the split ups groups, he would be my assistant for the higher division team, so he would help me on the bench and subbing, and then I would be his assistant in the other games. So this was the first season that I was kind of standing on my own as a head coach and had some new athletes, and so it was a really neat opportunity to to try to develop the athletes in a more advanced way. We had an opportunity to bring in Anthony Gordon, who's the high school varsity girls coach, and work on some skills, things like that. We did that later on in the season. We did have an opportunity to participate in the regional tournament, and we won the first round, and then we lost in the second round. Actually, we lost in the final game. So just before we would have advanced to the state tournament. So we lost in that final round, which was our third game. Very competitive, very competitive. And so we had a couple guys that were hurt in that third game. And so we weren't 100%. And then they had some really good players. And so the interesting thing about Special Olympics is, when I talk to a lot of people about Special Olympics, they always think of really cute Down syndrome kids running around and passing the ball to each other. And they've never seen an actual down and dirty, competitive Special Olympics basketball game. It is high energy. It's very competitive. I'm very grateful that pretty much everybody on our team has great team spirit. They have great sportsmanship. Sometimes there's little blips along the road. Someone gets fouled hard, and everybody loses their stuff a little bit. You get elbowed in the nose or hit in the eye or something like that. They have a tendency to get a little upset. But we had a really good team this year, and pulling up some of the people from the D5 squad to go to regionals with us prove that there's some talent. There's a good talent pool that we have. And so
Chris,
what that
you actually had 3 teams this year, correct?
well, we were supposed to have 3 teams.
Okay.
Special Olympics has a men's division, a women's division, and then they have what's called a school age division. And that's one thing that Courtney and I would really like to develop with Noah's help in doing some recruiting is kids that are in school up to the age of 21 can participate in the school age division, and they can play people that are their age, usually their skill level. And so that's a really nice way for people in school to get an entry, because historically we haven't had that many people from that age. And so we have, people that are 12 years old playing against people that are 50.
Yeah.
And it's scary,
Right. Yeah. And I think we like Kristen here's on, like her son is at Pioneer. I mean, basketball Holden's pretty athletic. So maybe we could get out to Pioneer soon and maybe get some of those youngsters involved in your program. Now, has this been the biggest year you've had since you've been involved as far as athlete
Yes.
numbers?
Yes. We really grew, and which was fantastic. I mean, I'm just, since Courtney's come on board, the program has grown exponentially. And so that's a fantastic thing. It's presented positive challenges just because we need to tap the community for more resources. We need to tap the community for not only money, but also for volunteers. And
Yeah.
so there's lots of good people out in the community. So I think Special Olympics has this opportunity where we draw people around our community, and it's very helpful to make use of the resources that they have, but it also helps the community through these sporting events to help them see, okay, we label people with disabilities a disability, but really we don't focus on that. We focus on what they can do, and that's what makes Special Olympics great, is the fact that it lifts up the abilities that people have, and it really forces the sense of teamwork, because everybody needs help doing something. And so that's what's great about this. And so moving forward, like I said, Courtney and I have talked about the opportunity to reach into the schools a little more. Noah's passion project is to get people to participate in Special Olympics, because he's been doing that for a very, very long time. And that means talking to schools about a lot of things. Oftentimes, the stigma of being Special Olympics. Again, not really knowing what that is for some people. And so some of these athletes are, amazing athletes. You know, we go and watch these games. I mean, we played a few years ago. I was part of a business, and we put together what's called an ability all-star team, and we drew from 5 or 6 different counties and drew off the best players from different teams, from Hocking, Fairfield, Pickaway, Ross, Pike, and we played a game against college coaches and some college athletes, and we played at Ohio Christian University. And these coaches were amazed that he was like, why aren't some of these people playing college basketball? They were that good.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, they were that good. They were that athletic. And so there's some real ability to let people be aware of. Ability is the key. And so, you know, just getting people. And so I think as a coach through Special Olympics, I want to showcase those abilities. So when I coach the team, you know, Noah knows I will push people. If I see that you have ability, if I see that you have, you know, promise, then I'm going to push you and try to draw that out of you, so that you can showcase what you have to offer. Um, and so sometimes that's challenging. Sometimes, you know, it's a great time. You know, we bump heads often, but the great thing is, you know, we continue to work together and continue to grow. You know, we've got a great team of guys that are in their mid to late 20s that have been playing basketball for a long time together. And so opening that up to some new people, they're coming into a good environment. And then we've got Coach Steve Gilliland, who does a fantastic job. He did a good job with our D5 team, and then also the skills group. And so even for people that may not want to be competitive, you know, get out there and run around and puff and puff, we have a skills division, which essentially there's some shooting skills, passing and dribbling skills, and we had a good number of people that advanced that would not have advanced, say, in competitive play, like with my group, but they did well, and they got to go to the state winter games and medal and have a great weekend. You get to go, you know, they got to stay in a hotel, have a good time, and then they actually got to medal on the state level, which is fantastic. So, I mean, the door is open for anybody that really wants to. If you like basketball, you know, the door is open to the opportunity to participate, and then participate and meet other athletes from all around the state, build some relationships. I know Noah has built good relationships with other people, with other teams. You know, we follow them, we congratulate them, and so it's a great family environment. And so we connect with other people in our community all around the state, which, you know, it makes it good for us. And go ahead.
I know I was guys, I just met you via the Special Olympics. I know you helped me a lot last year coaching my first year of track. I was shocked, and I'm one of those people. I thought that it was just, you know, cute people with Down syndrome passing a ball around Special Olympics. And then we got to the track and I saw, you know, how fast and how athletic our athletes were. So I was one of those people, Chris, but you helped me turn that around and realize. I think the celebrity game that Courtney organizes last year, I think that opened a lot of people's eyes in our community as to the athletic ability that you've known about all along. And I
Right.
think that showcased some of that. And speaking on that, we do have our celebrity game coming up. Now you are a coach, but you're also playing as a celebrity, correct?
That is right. I
So tell us, Chris, what's your angle going into this celebrity game, because you're a coach, but now you're also playing your players. So what's your strategy on that celebrity game there, coach? What are you going
well,
to do with
the
that?
great thing is because I coach the players, I know what they're capable of, and I know what they. So I got to be careful because there's somebody else on this. There's somebody else on this meeting that can't wait to play defense against me.
I
And
bet. I bet.
and so and the other thing is because there he is, because number 42, number no Hiles, has developed. You know, there's practices where, you know, I'm jumping out to guard him, and he's draining threes right in my eye, and so
Nice,
it ought to
Noah.
be. Yeah, it ought to be interesting to see, you know, the adjustments. I know Alan Blue was reaching out to me yesterday, asking me if I was ready, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready. But I know that You know, the other guys are ready to take on coach too. So I would say, you
Feel
know,
like there's
just
a target on your back, Chris?
a
Do you
little
feel like
bit.
they're all gunning for
I
you?
think a little bit. You know, they're all
Yeah,
some of them
maybe.
are kind
Yeah,
of gunning for me. So it's going to be a little bit of payback for all the punishment I give them in practice.
it is. Well, Chris, I want to thank you for your dedication to Special Olympics all these years. It's been exciting, just becoming a part of the program and just seeing what you've done all this time and building it. Those of you that do not know, Chris has been hired. He is now assisting coordinator Courtney with Special Olympics, and he'll be involved in all of the sports year round. So again, Chris is a great resource if you guys want to be an athlete or you're interested in participating in any of our spring sports, which is track and field, powerlifting, and
Bowling.
bowling. Yes. You
Here's what I'll
feel
say
free to
about
reach out to
bowling.
Chris.
Yeah. And so we're kind of capped out on bowling. That's probably
Okay.
one of the most popular events. And so with the coaches that we have, we're really maxed out on
But I'll
the
take you on
bowling.
track and field. I will take
Yes.
all the track
Now,
people. I
the
don't
great
have
thing
a
about
problem with
track
that.
and field is the great thing about track and field, people think that they have to get out and run around and, you know, do dashes and stuff like that. The field events are really nice. There's shot put, there's what's called javelin, there's walking events, and so if you can walk, you can do track. And so
Exactly.
that's, you know, just
And I am not a mean coach. I have been coaching track since 1998. I have yet to lose a team member. So we're good.
here I
I've
want to
yet to
back up
lose
just a little
anybody.
bit. I just said if you can walk, you can do track.
Exactly.
And I want to take that back just a little bit because they have also um, uh, wheelchair activities, and so they're manual and also motorized wheelchair, and so anybody you know that wants to get involved with track, they can do that. The cool thing is, you know, getting together with a group of people a couple times a week, you know, it's just a great time to build some sense of community, get to know other people. You don't get out and about very much. It's just, you know, that type of environment. That's what I love, you know, mostly about Special Olympics is building that community and family environment.
Well, Chris, I thank you for being our speaker today here in our meeting. I know I asked you last minute, so thank you very much. DD month has put me under. And also First Capital friends that are listening, if you guys would like to participate on the track team, let Waynette know. She can reach out to me. We start practice next Tuesday. We're going to start inside the gym at Pioneer. We call conditioning. We'll talk about with the season and things. And then in April, we're going to move our practices to Chillicothe at the track. They're very gracious and let us practice there. So if you want to get involved in Special Olympics, Chris Hiles is your guy. Also, don't forget about the Special Olympics celebrity basketball game on Wednesday, the 20th at Chillicothe. We about packed that house last time. We're looking to do it again. So everybody, let's give a virtual clap for Chris Hiles. Let's give a virtual golf clap for Chris Hiles. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now we're going to move on to there's a couple things that I'm going to open up and let you guys talk about some things. Goodwill's just now joining us. Well, let's let them in. Hi, Goodwill. We have about a half an hour left. You just missed Chris Hiles, Goodwill, but welcome to us. I see Trey Strickland right there front and center. There he is. All right. All right. So hi, Goodwill. Welcome. I see all of you guys. You just missed Chris Hiles. He was talking about Special Olympics. We are starting track next Tuesday. If you would like to get involved in Special Olympics, please contact me or Chris, and we'd like to make that happen. Goodwill, we'd love to see some of you guys on the team. Before I open it up, I will let you guys know that at our in-person meeting, our next in-person meeting for Crusaders is March 28th, and we are meeting at the Ross County Chillicothe Public Library in the Annex on Paint Street, conference room D. That will be where if you need a library card, bring something with your name and address on it, and you can sign up for a library card that day. They are more than willing to accommodate us on that. We're going to take a tour of the library, and Courtney is going to let us know, Courtney Lewis is going to let us know about all the things that you can do at the public library. There's so many free things and activities. And as a treat for you guys, because we're a club now, and I feel everybody needs a logo and we need, like, something. I have ordered for you guys. They're probably backwards. But I'll bring these in-person meeting. We now have Chillicothe, Capital City Crusaders pins. I've got us some pins there. We can put them on our jackets or our bags. So I've got us some pins. So we're official. We're a gang. Where we go. We got pins. But make sure you guys come to that meeting and on the next meeting in person. Also, because the lunch isn't being provided, the library has give us permission, since it is 11:30 to 1 during lunch hour. If you guys want to bring a sack lunch or anything with you to the meeting, you're more than welcome to do so. First Capital Goodwill. So if you guys want to stop and grab something on the way, like from McDonald's or something, the library said we can bring that in. Let's see what else is on my agenda here. Let's see. We talked about that. Now's the time in the meeting where we'd like to open up the floor for anyone, any advocates or anyone in the group who's listening, to talk about maybe something that's happened to you recently where you felt that maybe someone or some place may not have respected your disability. Or maybe there's something you want to talk about with maybe accessibility in some place here. Or maybe there's just an instance where you maybe had to educate someone on your disability and how to treat people in our community. Does anybody have anything they'd like to talk about?
If you want me to start first, I can start first.
Austin, I would love for you to start if you have something. Please share with us.
Yeah. So I think it was like maybe like a week or two ago, maybe. Can't really remember exactly when. Oh well. But I have a friend that I talk to online, right? And but apparently he would occasionally, I don't know why, maybe it's because of like online culture or what, but he would use the R word a lot. I'm not gonna say it because I don't like the word. And I've been trying to basically again, like, hey, maybe don't use that word. you know like
Did you have a conversation with him about that and maybe explain to
yeah,
him?
yeah, I said, like, man, like, I have autism, right? And he's like, oh my god, do you even know? And he felt really bad. He felt really bad about it. He's saying he's been saying it a lot less, which is a start.
Right.
It's a start.
So you were able to have a conversation with him then and say, hey man, that's not
Like,
cool.
there
We
have
don't
been like
do that.
multiple, like, there have been so many conversations that I have with people where they would say the R word or some sort of thing towards, like, people with autism or other disabilities and all that, and I'm like, I am right here as like a joke. I'm like, basically like, hey, I'm right here, man.
So in that case, you advocated for
Yeah,
yourself and for yourself.
and then everyone in that call would feel really bad about it. I'm like, yeah.
So that was a
So
great edge. That was a great opportunity for you to educate someone about people with disabilities.
exactly.
That's great, Austin. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to talk about? Share with the group as far as being out there in the community and maybe something that has happened to you or you've been involved with and how you've handled it, and maybe how you could share that with us. Hunter, Bryce, anybody?
I don't have anything off the top of my head that has really happened
Not
recently.
anything off the top of your head. Now, Bryce, we did have up at the State House, we had that one doorway that was pretty tight for you to get through. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Bryce
true.
had about literally 1/8 of an inch on either side of his wheelchair to squeeze through this spot. But then
Oh, yeah.
again, it is, yeah, but like it's old, it's an old building, isn't it? So
Yeah,
old building,
that's
old
an issue
ways.
sometimes. Those old buildings.
Old buildings, old ways. Bryce, do you have anything you'd like to talk with us about your upcoming newsletter? Anything you can share with us that you're putting in that?
Um, I don't really know what. I mean, so definitely gonna try to include some stuff about like this meeting and the last meeting.
I can
So
send you the
yeah,
minutes from both of those if you'd like.
great, thank you. Yes. If you guys have anything from the sports side of things that you would want me to include, I would be happy to include that. Um, I'm definitely going to include something, but if you got something specifically that you want me to write about to me, that. You're going to talk about, I'm sure, some of the GD month here events that we've done, like maybe the State House stuff, or I'm going to participate in Food Truck Friday with Handy Capable Kitchen, so maybe I'll do something about that.
We're going to talk about that here in a second. Yeah, I saw Hunter. Hunter just alerted. He just came on. He heard us talk about Handy Capable Kitchen. These last few minutes of the meeting, we'll talk about things coming up, but I'm going to let Hunter. We do Food Truck Friday at the admin office on 167 West Main. Trish Wallace, our inclusion coordinator, has lined up some great food for us. And this Friday, we have our very own Handy Capable Kitchen serving their award-winning chili. You guys have won Chili Fest and Chillicothe, right?
Yep.
My
Yep.
competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hunter, do you want to talk to us a little bit about what's going to happen Friday and what you guys are serving, and maybe tell us a little bit about your chili you're going to be serving?
So yes, so tomorrow we're gonna be serving our chili with baked potatoes, and we're also adding in a vegetable soup, and we're also
Ooh.
adding in hot dogs, and then you can get your choice of like pop or water. And I'm really excited, and y'all should come out tomorrow and try some good ass food.
Yeah, so I think it's open to the public 11 to 2, but I think for our Goodwill people and our First Capital people, you guys are able to order at 10:30, right, Hunter? So you guys are
Yeah.
opening at 10:30 for them.
Yes.
So if Goodwill and First Capital, if you didn't hear that, he just gave you a preview of the menu. We're doing the award-winning chili, of course, vegetable soup, hot dogs, right, and baked potatoes. Now your baked potatoes, are you going to put your chili on top of that?
Yeah, you can put your chili on top of that. Yeah.
Nice.
Or
What
we
if I
have
want a chili dog, Hunter? Can you accommodate a chili dog?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah. And you guys also have some beverages to serve there too. Caitlin informed me we were having Pepsi products
Yes, yes. We'll
because
have
Caitlin loves Mountain Dew. So we have to
yeah,
have that, right? Yeah,
yes, exactly.
And they
exactly.
are donation
here.
only tomorrow.
Oh,
So
it's
you just give a
donation only? Okay,
donation.
Trish. Okay. So yeah, you guys, there's no price on that. It's donation only. So bring some dollars to drop in to help Handy Capable Kitchen cover their costs for that, right, Trish, that we're doing?
Yes.
Trish, and I am is correct in public is 11 to 2, and then our other friends can come at 10:30.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Trish and I will be there. Lacey, who's been on mute the whole time and not letting us see her face, she'll be there too. Calling Lacey out there. We
She's
see you,
getting our
Lacey.
shirt.
Oh, she's getting our shirts. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, we have
that's
new
right.
shirts in. That's right. My bad, boss. My bad. My bad. So yeah, so you guys make sure you do our Friday. Food Truck Friday is tomorrow. Like I said, next Wednesday is our celebrity basketball game at Chillicothe. We hope all of you guys can attend. We're gonna come watch Chris Hiles walk the fine line between coach and player that night. We've also got Ride the Wave. It is a podcast locally. They do high school sports here in Ross County, and they have volunteered to come and set up, and they're going to not only broadcast the game, but I think they're going to interview the Hileses, from what I've heard, and talk about this father-son competition that we're going to have that
He's gonna
night.
get the quiet learner in him. Just wait.
All right, Noah, this is your chance to talk some crap about your dad. That's what you can
He's
do.
gonna expect so many threes from me. Just never know.
Well, yeah, and then don't remember our in-person meeting for the Crusaders is March 28th at the library. And if you want to get a library card, as some of my First Capital friends are interested in getting a library card or even getting a new one if you can't find yours, bring your ID. or bring something that has your name and address on it, like a utility bill, or maybe like a letter from like insurance, or just anything that has your name and address on it. And you guys can get a library card that day. And the fun thing about the Chillicothe Library is there are branches all over the county. So once you get that library card, you can go to any library in Ross County and use that. And there are so many things you guys can check out. Did you know they have a section called Beyond Books? And it's not books, it's other things you can rent. They have like a telescope you can rent. There's a ghost hunting kit that you can rent. There's just all kinds of things that are available to you on that Beyond Books. We are going to cut a little 10 minutes short today because I'm out of time. I'm going to say,
Hey, Lori,
yes, ma'am.
I want to remind everybody that next Friday, the 22nd, is the party at the Elks. That is free and open to the public from 6 to 9. And we have a good band, Felony 4. And there will be hot dogs and chips and cookies and water for everybody that is free. So come down and party with us.
Trish, that starts at 6 p.m., correct?
6 to 9 at the Elks.
6 to 9 at the Elks. Will we be
And-
doing we'll be doing probably the wheel again?
Yep. We'll have the whiskey wheel.
For those of you that like a little drink every now and then. We'll have some stuff you can win for that. We have a band, we're gonna have food. There's parking, we'll have plenty of tables and chairs. It's accessible for everybody. The bar will be open to the public. We will not be serving anything at our event, but if you are so inclined to get an adult beverage, you can go to the Elks Bar and get
And
that.
we will not be serving pop. You can also get that at the bar as well.
Is
We'll
that-
have water and
We have water. Okay. All right.
yeah.
So yeah, invite your family, invite your friends. Felony 4 is a great time. Our friends at First Capital, do you guys have anything coming up or anything that you want us to know about? Waynette's scanning the room. Somebody saying something.
I think they forget they're on mute.
I do. I think they forget. First Capital, you guys good? So we'll see some of you guys tomorrow at Food Truck Friday, right? Yeah. All right. Our friends at Goodwill, will we see any of you guys at Food Truck Friday tomorrow? Maybe. Trey Strickland, can you wave at me? There we go. Just making sure you guys can hear me. All right, my friends, it is 10:20. We're doing a 50-minute Zoom today for Capital City Crusaders. I also wanted to make sure I showed you guys that if I can figure out how to do it, give me a second. I want you guys to see, where did it go? Let me find it. I wanted to share with you what there it is. This is what our advocacy page looks like on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, we are the Capital City Crusaders. There's our logo. There is our cover photo. That is the inclusion thing that Trey Pontius made for us this year for our DD month logo. Make sure you guys, if you're on Facebook, make sure you get on here and follow this page because we post a lot of information about what's going on. For advocacy in Ross County, Bryce will be sharing a lot of things. We share Trisha's lunch with friends and all of her activities for you guys. So make sure you're getting on that Facebook page and you're following that so you can see what's going on. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. Hopefully we will see you on March 28th at the library, if not sooner at our events. Thank you guys for joining us today again. Thank you, Chris Hiles, for speaking. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and we'll see you tomorrow at Food Truck Friday. Bye, friends.
Oh, hey, Laura, before we go,
Yes.
I want to ask you ask you a question a little bit.
Okay.
It's before I forget to send an email. So, who am I sending my time cards to?
Me and Courtney still. You send it to us both.
Okay. So it doesn't matter who okay. So I know, like,
Right.
last time I had to send it to you. You know.
Yeah, you can just send it to both of us.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just making sure. All right.
All
See you
right,
guys.
my friends. We'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye. Bye,
Bye.
Goodwill.